All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Silent K. We are continuing the battle versus Gribbly, who joins us again tonight. We're picking up at the beginning of, it was turn, looks like round 8 is where we're beginning. And it is my turn to move. And at this point, I might go a little quiet because I'm not trying to share my strategy overly much.
Okay.
Oh, dang. I thought those guys could move too. I didn't realize they could jump 3. Oh, boy. Let's go ahead and try to get these guys set up and ready. Working. Does that mean they're digging in?
Yep.
Alright. Trying to get a little fortified there. We've got nobody else. Okay, so those guys are about a medium laser away from eating it. Do I... could be popping up and ruining my thing. Yeah. Honestly, not the direction I thought I should expect you to move those guys.
Hoping that football team, or at least have something for the Griffin. Well, I guess we'll see.
Oh, no. That's enough. Gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting to save the Panther for last.
Yeah.
Oh man. And I do that fully aware that you still have to move that Orion. This is, oh, shit, didn't see that coming. Alright, the Apollo needed a 5 to stand up. The Wolverine needed a 7 because he's got a destroyed lower leg actuator. They both roll 7s. Cool. Alright, the Panther has been tagged by 3 troopers. The Urban Mech has been tagged by 2. And it looks like he tried to tag the Griffin 3 times, but I guess I didn't make it easy for you. Also, you were rolling 3s and 4s.
Yeah, I mean, because he jumps. Is that right?
Yeah, he jumped the full 5. into woods.
Yeah, so I thought if I could get a tag hit on him, that would negate the hit penalty for that. But oh well, never mind.
Well, as always, we start with the big guns. 11s. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Wow, that's not great. 13, 9. 9 is a little better. That's a flip platoon. What do I points do? Lag. Well, I don't like those odds. There's not much I can do about it. I guess it's all or nothing. Well, I just realized that my LRM foot platoons do not actually have auto rifles as a backup weapon. So that's interesting.
They should do.
They've got LRM, they've got swarm attack, and not much else. Alright.
If the They're carrying auto rifles, but all the damage is folded in together into that effect, that attack. It's basically they get the extra range because they're using LRMs, but the damage will come from the rifles. It's highly abstracted.
I see. Interesting. Alright, so my Panther took 4 to the right leg from... That's a leg attack from the Achilles battle armor. Missed the Griffin on 10s with the other one, and leg attacked the Urban Mech for 4 to his left leg. Marauder coming at my Griffin, destroying the right arm with a large laser hit, and transferring into the right torso, which is down to 2 armor. Your Orion landing 8 pellets on my Demolisher, mostly to the front, looks like, costing it 2 MPs, which is about all it had. SRM-6 and the medium lasers miss. Demolisher landing one of its autocannon 20 shots on the Thunderbolt, hitting the left arm, transferring into the left torso, where it crits your LRM ammo for 60 damage. Most of which is prevented by case, but the 2 damage from the explosion kills the pilot. So, that's some good salvage right there.
Yep.
Wolverine firing at my Griffin on 9s and 11s only lands the 11, surprisingly, to the left leg for 8. My Urban Mech taking the easy shot on the Thunderbolt, which is already dead. Your Apollo firing at... Wait. Fired at Hex 2219, rolls a 5, hits. The second one needs a 6, rolls a 5, misses, and scatters. Okay, I see. The second one was at Hex 2319, but missed and scattered into the same hex as the first one for heavy smoke.
Yeah.
Second Urban Mech missing the Achilles. Your Phalanx hitting the Panther in the left leg for 1 with a Gauss rifle. The other one hitting the Stalker in the center torso and left arm. ER small lasers at the Panther. Left torso taking 6 points down to 4 there. Panther returning fire at a different unit at the Phalanx. Kills one of your dudes. And also kills 2 of your support laser guys. If I'm not mistaken, is that your first foot platoons that I've killed?
I think so. First time they've taken damage, yeah.
Yeah, I've done a number on your battle armor, but that's the first infantry I've actually killed. Other laser platoon shooting at
was a transport.
Griffin down to 2 armor in the left arm. Stalker taking more crits to pretty much everywhere. The gyro is already destroyed, but the shoulder and SRM-6 are gonna hurt if he ever comes to. Griffin taking some fire to the back. Left arm is down to 0. The other one misses the Griffin. Oh, but the other one hits for 10 to the leg, left torso rear, center torso rear, right torso rear. Griffin, even as evasive as he was, he's still taking a beating. And in return, he misses all of his 8s and 10s. Took 40 plus damage, needs an 8, gets a 9. So at least he didn't fall down, so that's good.
Yeah, I thought I'd do enough damage to him to knock him down, but I guess he'll get to jump away next turn.
Yeah, on an 8, I think that's what, about a 40% chance to succeed? On 15. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Jeez, I went for my Urban Mech to try to stomp your battle armor that are in the same hex as him. There's so many modifiers, they wouldn't all fit on the screen. There's, hold on, it's the base number plus the battle armor target plus attacker jumped plus target in heavywood plus target moved plus target jumped plus BA stealth plus 3 for stomping infantry. For a total of 15. I'm not trying to kick on a 15. And then, hell, my Panther needs a 12. That's not happening. Panther also apparently cannot brush off. So I guess maybe because he fired his PPC this round. A 12. Alright, needed a 7 to not fall, rolled an 8. Good job there. Oh, the stalker is awake! And your support platoon has dug in and taken cover. Alright, so we know he can't stand, but he should still have movement points for, like, turning and whatnot. And we have won the initiative, even with your bonus. Alright. And crucially, I am now officially below 50% BV, so all you need to do is hold one objective and contest the other for the win.
Well, I think if I've got the one objective counts for half, but I guess we'll probably call this the last turn and see what happens.
All right, that works.
Should be entertaining if nothing else.
I mean, I don't know. That stalker might get lucky, land a couple large lasers and SRMs, and knock somebody down or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, he still has his full 3-5 movement. I mean, I kind of want these guys to fire this turn, but I also kind of want to move them into woods. And that theoretically gives me a short range back shot on your Marauder with my large laser.
Yep.
Not that I've had much luck with that Griffin. He doesn't seem to be rolling very well, or at the very least I haven't been giving him very easy target numbers.
Yeah, I think he's been soaking up or distracting quite a lot of fire. So.
He has definitely absorbed a lot of damage. I can't deny that. And yeah, knowing that this is probably the last turn is kind of encouraging me to go for broke with some of these moves.
Yeah.
Freaking Lost Scout. God, those things are so bloody fast and maneuverable. Oh. Well, that's a shame. It seems as though, even though my stalker has 3 movement points, he can only turn 1 facing per turn. So that's interesting to note for later use.
Yeah, that's if he's not standing up, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure if you need arm actuators to fire while prone as well.
I'm not sure about the shoulders, but I don't think that like lower end hand actuators are required at the very least. But I'm gonna try it. I should at least be able to fire my torso mounted weaponry. And it does technically still have both arms, right? I know it was down a shoulder actuator, but yeah, we still have arms, and I think that's the qualifier. Hmm. Savannah Master needs a 5. Heavy Tracked APC needs a 6. They both successfully succeed. Panther has been tagged. Savannah Master has been tagged. Both multiple times. The Griffin successfully evaded. Okay, so 8s. Okay, doable. 10s and 11s. 11s, yeah. We'll take a couple of 8s. Jeez, 11s. That stealth battle armor is super hard to hit. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's worse at range. They've got stealth armor. I can't remember the modifiers, but
It's +1 for battle armor and +1 for stealth.
Yeah, and then also if they jumped, and if they moved more than 3, and then woods. So yeah, it does mount up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, if they weren't stealth battle armor, that would have been a 9, but because they were, it's an 11, which is, we can all agree, basically an impossible shot.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't paying attention when my Griffin lost his right arm, but there go all of his lasers.
Okay.
So, sucks for him. Alright. Coming into the damage phase, the Achilles. Battle armor firing auto rifles at the Panther for 1 damage to the leg. The second one misses. The third one, firing at my LRM foot platoon, kills 4 of my guys. Demolisher missing both of his shots on 8s. So I was kind of counting on at least one of those connecting. I'm sorry?
Sorry, I said few.
Oh, yeah.
It's never fun to be shot at by a demolisher.
No, for sure. Achilles. landing crits on my Griffin's left leg to the foot and lower leg. He's probably going down at the end of this phase. Marauder hitting the Panther on the right torso with a medium pulse laser down to 2 armor there. My first Urban Mech landing 10 points on the Orion's arm. The Orion missing on 7s and 8s against the Savannah Master, but he does land a medium laser on the Demolisher to the left side. Second Urban Mech misses. Your Wolverine firing at my Griffin on 10s and 12s does not connect. My Panther fired his PPC at your Phalanx on a 7 but missed, but he does kill one of your support laser platoon with a SRM. Apollo firing at the Stalker with LRMs lands 9 of them to the center torso and left leg. Phalanx missing the Demolisher with Gauss rifles. My Griffin at the Apollo with an LRM-5 to the left torso, critting out one of your launchers. Phalanx missing the Demolisher on an 8, and the other one just about taking the Stalker down. 4 points left in that center torso. Panther taking 10 damage from infantry to, looks like both arms and all 3 torsos, down to 0 armor on the right side and 2 on the left. Stalker getting missed on a 6, Panther getting missed on a 6, Stalker getting missed on a 7. Stalker at the Marauder on 8s, 9s, and 10s, missing with everything. Couldn't roll for score.
Yeah, I think everyone's getting tired or something because they're all everyone seems to be missing.
Yeah, he only rolled one thing higher than a 7, and that was a 9, but he needed a 10 on that medium laser. Demolisher getting missed, Urban Mech getting missed. Savannah Master firing at your APC and rolling a 2. Foot platoons at the Achilles on 10s and 9s and missing. And my Griffin needs to make 2 piloting rolls, fails the first one, takes 5 to the right torso with crits on his LRM ammo. Griffin destroyed by ejection. Alright. So, yeah, coming to terms with the fact that I'm in no condition to finish this battle. I need a 7 because I jumped, or on a 6 I could squish one of your guys. I think trying to knock your Marauder prone is more important, even though it's the more difficult shot. And actually I would have squished one of his guys. I needed a 6 and that's what I got, but I was kicking the Marauder and I needed a 7.
Yeah.
But nobody goes down.
Okay.
Panther is at 9 heat, Stalker is at 7 heat because he lost some heat sinks earlier. Yeah, I'm down to 2 Urban Mechs and a Panther basically.
Yeah, that's 38%. Oh, yeah. So yeah, that was quite a fast game, really. When you think like that's just 10 rounds.
Yeah, I usually consider about 10 to 12 rounds to be, I don't want to say an average game, but I would say average for like a larger scale game like this where it was multiple lances.
Yeah. Cool. So, I mean, did that go roughly how you expected it to? Overall, I mean, the whole game.
Well, honestly, I was a lot more optimistic when we started the battle. I really thought that I could just leave, a couple thousand points worth of Urban Mechs and Demolisher to defend my base and send a more mobile force with the 5.8 Warhammer backed up by the Stalker. We're gonna try to make the advance towards your objective. And I just never really made it past the midfield. I kind of got a little overwhelmed. So yeah, I would say no. I did not do as well as I was expecting to do. um, so actually, I did want to ask you that. Like regarding how the game turned out. Was there something I could have done differently? Was there? I mean, I'm assuming that there is a strategy somewhere in the meta for dealing with combined force like the one you brought, but I honestly feel kind of underprepared. I did not realize those the heavy battle armor had all those SRMs. For one thing, that totally caught me off guard. Um,
Yeah, I mean that was kind of, I was intending those just to stiffen the foot platoons a little bit, you know, just to give them a bit more backbone
yeah,
and
but
close range, just in case you did charge something into the objective. So I think the map did turn out to be slightly more open, but we closed to a reasonably short distance quickly, so that wasn't too bad. We didn't use much of the map. I think I tried not to spread out too much, and one thing I always try and do, like battle armor always gets targeted and shot up. Like you kill quite a few of them. And I think that's the important thing for me with that was making sure that if my battle armor or infantry was in range, but you would also have other targets to shoot at. Because if I tried to stay back with the mechs with the LRMs and push the tag units in first, you would have just killed them all. So that's why I was trying to keep them together and not outdistance them too much, which is why I was kind of still in a group. But I think you spread out a little bit, and I don't think that helped you.
Well, I was kind of expecting it to be more of a split battle. I was expecting there to be conflict at like closer to my objective and closer to your objective, and it really kind of turned into a morass of just mixed units from both sides in the middle of this killing field. It ended up being a much more solidified front than I was expecting. Because I don't know if you noticed, but I had deployed all of my slow-moving mechs on the right side so they could just advance straight to my objective, and then the faster-moving units I had deployed more to the left to try and flank around, and that just it really you're right, it didn't help me much. It ended up giving me a longer front that I was trying to control, and didn't have the I didn't have a numerical advantage. I didn't. Yeah, I guess I guess that's probably about where my strategy fell apart. Was trying to control more ground than I had the manpower for.
Yeah. I don't think you made any real mistakes. I think because I didn't deploy, I didn't really position that well. So I think it was just having the infantry and having them close enough, and you were attacking them quite sort of decisively and aggressively, so that when you charged in with those close range mechs, they just added just a little bit enough damage, just to be able to knock a couple of them down to do a little bit of extra damage. You know, I think if you had some dedicated anti-infantry stuff, or maybe avoided it, I don't know. I think the infantry. It felt like the infantry saved me from very mediocre sort of positioning.
Yeah.
I think also if the map had been slightly bigger, maybe slightly wider, and if the objectives had been further apart, or just slightly different positioned, if the terrain was slightly different, it might have gone differently. Because that did end up feeling like a relatively small map.
It did, yeah. If we play again, I'd definitely be interested in trying maybe like a 40 by 40 or a 50 by 50 map.
Yeah.
Something where like faster mechs are more able to traverse a portion of the map in a more decisive manner versus like slower mechs actually lagging behind a little ways which we didn't really have a chance to see that kind of separation on this map. They're just so let's see, 1725, 2111. Yeah, our objectives were only, I want to say, like 14 or 16 hexes apart from each other. That's,
Yeah.
you know, that's barely long range for an LRM.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's effectively one map sheet away. Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like maybe having like a mountain or something in the middle, or maybe if there had been more woods. I mean, I'm not unhappy with the amount of woods on this map. I like how it's like there are some areas that are wooded and then there are some open areas, but I feel like, yeah, a mountain or something, or maybe a river between the objectives would have been an interesting deviation where it heavily favors like jump capable mechs for like trying to capture the enemy objective. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I think some of the I think the Warhammer definitely performed pretty well because that got into very close range, and with one Alpha Strike, pretty much crippled the Thunderbolt, or at least did knock it over. Certainly did loads of armor damage. It was quite crippling in one round. So that
Yeah.
was quite effective.
Yeah, those small lasers, there's 6 of them. That's 18 points of damage if they all hit, and you gave me 5s. So I did end up hitting with, I want to say I missed with like a couple of the medium lasers, but yeah, that was a solid 30 to 40 damage at least that you were taking that turn just from that Warhammer. I wish he would have survived a little longer. That XL engine, I did not anticipate it being such a big issue. Usually, that design, because I've used that Warhammer several times with the 6 mediums and the 6 small lasers, and usually it's durable enough to take like a heck of a beating.
I think I did focus it quite heavily. So I think it absorbed a lot of fire from multiple units on the round that went down. So
Yeah. But I mean, aside from the Stalker, that Warhammer represented. Let's see, what was it? Yeah, that Warhammer was about 2,000 points, so that was close to a fifth of my entire force was tied up in that Warhammer. For comparison, the Stalker was what was it? I think it was a little over 2,000 points. I want to say about 2,200 maybe.
yeah,
So those were my 2 big boys,
Stalker's
and they
good,
both
yeah.
went down basically without a fight. Once that Stalker took a couple of head hits, and then he failed his piloting check to stay standing and went unconscious.
yeah, I was trying to hit Stalker with LB10X's SRMs, hoping for a few possible head hits. I was kind of sort of surprised that he chased after the Wolverine with the Stalker and moved him that far in.
Well, I felt like I had an advantage, and I thought this Stalker can spend this turn just finishing off that Wolverine, and then he can rejoin the rest of the fight, and everything will be cool. And that's just not how it went down.
I mean, I was trying to make sure I wanted to hold like some amount of range, and I think so. You definitely threw a spanner in that by closing to close range, and that makes it very decisive very quickly. So whatever's going to happen is just going to happen at that point. So that definitely counted because I think most of mine set up mostly for longish range.
One of the things I like most about that Stalker variant is with the double heat sinks, it can, and the quirks enabled, it can dissipate 40 points of heat a turn. So that's all the lasers, all the missiles, pretty much all the time. And I really just thought I'd have the damage output to take that Wolverine down, and the armor to withstand anything you could throw at it. I'm a little sad the Demolisher didn't come into play more. I was really hoping to get some easy shots with the Demolisher on anyone that got too close to the base, but I guess that ended up being kind of a non-issue after a certain point.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to move to sort of mid to long range from your objective, but as you pushed, forward, it felt like I had to try and deal with what was right in front of me first, and then worry about the rest of it after.
Well, that's my strategy against Princess, and it usually works pretty well against her, but I guess it goes to show.
I suspect, I mean, I think we're both probably a little bit rusty playing multiplayer, so I think maybe with a few more games might be a little bit more, like the deployment position might be a bit better. But that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. I think some of the issues was simply force composition. Like you didn't have anything to kill the infantry platoons. And every round they were gradually sandpapering things down. And like I say, it did feel like they saved me in that. And they're not that expensive, like a couple hundred points for each platoon.
Yeah, I'm kind of regretting, honestly, the points that I had spent on the Stalker. I had been debating whether to get like an Assassin or a Firestarter or a Clint or a Vulcan, and I figured I could afford, at least 2, maybe 3 of those, and I was like, no, I love the Stalker too much, so I got the Stalker instead, and
yeah.
Yeah, like a Vulcan.
Those urban mechs, I think.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say. Those urban mechs, I think there's a Capellan urban mech variant which has got a plasma rifle, which is really good against combined arms. It's good against vehicles. It's good against infantry.
The plasma rifle does heat damage, right?
The inner sphere one does damage and heat, and if it's a unit that doesn't track heat, it does extra damage.
Okay. So
but its damage isn't reduced against infantry.
Well, I kind of wish I'd brought more large lasers, because those Phalanx battle armors with the 7 points of armor and 1 internal structure apiece, I figured the large lasers would have been good at taking those guys down. I took a pot shot or 2 with what was it that I had? It was the modified the Griffin variant with the large laser. I think was the only, that and the Stalker had the only large lasers in my group, I think. So I was trying to use those on your Phalanxes, but that didn't work too well. That stealth armor is just too evasive.
It is at medium and long range, yeah. Have you played using battle armor before?
No. Actually, the last time I played BattleTech against someone was before battle armor or protomechs were a thing. A little rusty. So yeah, this was kind of a new experience for me. I don't use a lot of infantry. I'm pretty new to battle armor. I don't usually go heavy on the vehicles either. Yeah, mostly what you see in the stream is how I play day in, day out. That's, mostly mechs with occasionally some like field gunners or some light armor reinforcements.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good fun. I really enjoyed that.
Alright. Well, Alright, well, to the YouTube people, appreciate you joining us. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Maybe you can be the next opponent in a match like this. But in the meantime, good night, y'all. Hope you had a good time, and we'll see you with the next match.